Hey, how's it going, everyone? So, today we're talking horror villains specifically. So, I've got some of, I guess, the most well known horror villains in history here. I honestly think there's maybe like only two that I can't really give opinions on, and it's Pumpkinhead and Puppet Master. Um, If I have seen Puppet Master, it's been a very long time because I do not really remember. But I have seen Pumpkinhead, but it's been because I feel like all these other villains within the last decade, I've watched one of their movies at some point, so I have a fresh memory. But these two, I don't really have a good memory and basis on, so I can't really put a ranking on them because I don't have enough information in my noggin to work with. But anyways, uh, let's just hop right into it. Get started here. So Candyman, oh boy. Um, I'm trying to think how I'm gonna base these characters off of, let's see here, personality. We'll go creativity and I guess likeness versus like evilness, if that makes sense. So Candyman, I would say for me sits at like maybe a B, just because the kills that we do see are sweet, but I mean, you don't get to see Candyman a lot because of like how he's this. I don't even know how to explain, like, spirit that comes and goes. Like he's only there when you call for him, and then he does his business and leaves. Like he doesn't really do anything else. And I'm not trying to make him sound boring or anything like that, but it's just how I personally feel about the guy. Oh boy, Chucky. Oh man, because you got Chucky and then Freddy's right after him, and they really, I feel like, are so similar in their deliveries. Oh man, I have to think about delivery for these two, and then kills. Both pretty original, I guess. Honestly, put Chucky at A because he's a doll. I think that's really the only reason. Like, I feel like if, like, imagine a Charles Lee Ray in his own body. So a Brad Dourif on the screen the entire time. That would be interesting. I never even thought about that. But yeah, Chucky will go at A for sure. I feel like his kills are great in most of the movies, but I think what people really like about him is his line delivery and his sort of dark comedic jokes that he gives off. But yeah, he'll go at A. Now, the only reason Freddy won't go in S and is going in A is because there's how many are in S? There's like two or three that are going to be S tier for me. And I feel like Freddy could fit the bill very well. And honestly, later in the video, I might move him. We'll see. It's going to really, I'm going to have to see how my list looks. Let me just move Alien right here. Yeah, moving on. Ghostface. Ooh, boy. Um, man. We'll put him at a B. A solid B. Solid B. I feel like Ghostface, it's tough because he's played by different characters throughout the films. So it's not a consistent single character that is playing him. So it's hard to really rank him. But I guess based off of MO and kills throughout the series, I feel like B, and like I said, a very solid B. is a good spot for him. Hannibal Lecter, honestly, he's going to go in a C. The only reason he's so good is because of the acting done by Sir Anthony Hopkins in the film and films after as well. His character is interesting for sure. A doctor turned, or I wouldn't say turned insane, but a doctor that was able to cover up the fact that he's a cannibalistic killer. Like, definitely interesting. And do they call him an angel of death in it? Because when he'd be considered an angel of death, right? Or are angels of death only like if you're doing it within the hospital? That might be what it is. All right, whatever. Forget I even said that. All right, moving on to the big boys, or one of the big guys. Jason, obviously an S. Uh, Me, and you'll learn a little bit later, Jason isn't my favorite. Surprising, but he's not. Um, but he goes an S because I believe he's got the highest kill count out of like the big names. I'm sure there's like some other horror villain out there that's got more, but Jason always will always take the top spot when it comes to the kill count for sure. He's also S just because of his, he's big, he's angry, he's aggressive. The kills, I feel like with Jason's kills, they're creative because he's just grabbing stuff around his surroundings and using them as weapons. And I feel like he's very versatile in that aspect. Jigsaw, I don't know why they're putting Billy the Puppet here. I guess Billy the Puppet represents Jigsaw. That's one thing I hate. I'm such a film nerd when it comes to things, but I hate when people see Billy the Puppet and they call him Jigsaw. I just want to be like, it's not his name. It's Billy. um, but if we're going based off of John Kramer and Jigsaw and his whole idea, creativity is S for sure because of all the traps. But I feel like it brings it a peg down because honestly, the back half of Saw just sucked. Saw had a weird thing going on where it's like they had a decent trilogy, and then they did what, like 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8, or at least 4, 5, 6, and 7 were all pretty shit across the board. And then Jigsaw came out with Chris Rock, and that was I mean, take it or leave it. Or no, it was Spiral. Or yeah, I'm so confused because there's so goddamn many. But yeah, what was it? Jigsaw came out, then Spiral, and then Saw X is great. I love the latest Saw film. It's really good. But solid B. Leatherface. Interesting. This one is another one of those where I wish throughout, because I've seen what, Texas Chainsaw 1, 2. I haven't seen 3 or 4 because from what I could tell after the second one, I don't think they're going to get any better. But then I seen the remake, Leatherface, and the newest one, and they're all shit too. So I feel like Leatherface doesn't get as much screen time as he's been getting in the past, and I feel like that's kind of pulling him down. But the backstory, him being a butcher and knowing how to do this stuff, I like it a lot. And honestly, we'll put him at A because Texas Chainsaw Massacre is one of the best horror films ever made. Oh, good old Leprechaun Boy. Oh boy. God damn, I enjoy this character so much. The quick wit and just the lines that he delivers. Warwick Davis doing such an incredible job. And I like it because you can tell that Warwick Davis is like putting his heart and soul into this character, which I appreciate a lot. So I'd say Leppy Boy is a solid B. as a character. The films are in D to F tier. But yeah. Michael Myers, S. He's my absolute favorite horror villain. Um, I mean, there's not much to say about Michael Myers. He's just a guy that is usually in the wind and just kind of moving from place to place, being very quiet as he does it. But yeah, I don't know. He's my favorite. You can fucking fight me about it. Norman Bates. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Norman. Where am I going to put Norman? Because it's like he's an evil son keeping his mother dead. But then again, it's like, how much more is he doing? I mean, he's iconic. That's really all there is to it. So, uh, I'm going to put him at C. If I don't put him at C, people are going to be mad if I were to put him at D. But yeah. Okay, Pennywise. Now this is interesting because I'm looking at the Tim Curry Pennywise, and I don't know. Let's see here. But then you got Skarsgård. Oh my gosh, I can barely say his last name. But I don't know how I feel about ranking Pennywise if Bill Skarsgård version isn't on here. So I'll just go based off of Tim Curry's version because that's the picture we're looking at. So ignore Bill Skarsgård and those movies. Just focus on the miniseries. Tim Curry's performance is incredible. I mean, I put him up at A just for the performance itself that Tim Curry's able to pull off. I feel like Pennywise could have been a lot better if maybe they would have had a little bit more interaction with him, like person to person, if that makes sense, instead of like seeing him from a distance and stuff like that. I feel like up close and personal, like the shower scene with Eddie, those types of things I like, where he gets, where he's in the same, 6x6 room as you are. Okay. Pinhead. This is an interesting one. I've seen the first two, maybe three Hellraisers. But incredible. Incredible villain for sure. I feel like if it was anyone else but Doug Bradley, it wouldn't have the success that it does today. Oh man, where the hell is Pinhead gonna go? Does he want to hang out with Candyman and Leppy Boy and all them? I think he likes hanging out with these guys more. Yeah, we'll put him in A. I feel like that's a solid one. All right. Alien. Last one on my list. A, for sure. Great film. I mean, the alien itself, it's super scary. I think it's like 8 or 9 feet tall, which is even more intimidating. And then you have the things that it can do to you. So there's that. But yeah, there's my horror villains tier list. Comment if you guys agree, disagree. If there was anybody that I missed that should have been on this list, also let me know, because I feel like Art the Clown should have maybe been on here and some other ones. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one.